My people, welcome back to my channel. And if it's your first time seeing my face, then salutations. My name is Priscilla and I make videos to help you smell good, look good and feel good. I'll be talking about some fragrance lingua francas, catchphrases and words that are very popular amongst people who are into fragrances. So if, like myself, you're a fragrance lover or you're just starting your journey into fragrances, then this might be a video you might like to watch. You might find that people say words and sometimes you think, what does that mean? Or you might find yourself researching a fragrance and seeing various words and wondering, what does animalic mean? Ozonic mean? What does it mean to be beast mode? What does gourmand mean? All of these phrases and more coming in this video. So I've always had a love for perfume. I have researched perfumes in the past 6 months than I've ever researched in my whole life. Almost like a rabbit hole, you just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper, doing more and more research. And I actually came to find that there are loads of terminologies and words that come with fragrances, and I'm just going to break down a few of them for you. I got to actually say my disclaimer. I am in no way, shape or form a perfume expert. I have not gone to school to study perfumes. This is just for my personal research, so please feel free to do your own research as well. What I'll be talking about is perfume versus toilette versus cologne and versus extract. The perfume in layman's terms just basically means that it has the highest concentration of perfume oil. So if you think about your essential oils, it just means that your perfume has got more concentration of perfume oils or essential oils in them. Eau de parfum has got a lower perfume oil concentrate than extract, but it's more than toilette. So with eau de parfum it's between 15 to 20%, and then with eau de toilette it's between 5 to 15%. Cologne is just a word that is generally used mostly, I think, in North America, but it's got lesser concentration of perfume oil in it, so it's got between 2 to 4%. The next word is notes. So you often hear people say top notes, middle notes, base notes, and you just think, I just want to get on and wear my perfume. Why do I care about the top notes, the middle notes, and the base notes? It's important actually, because the top notes are the notes that tend to evaporate the quickest. And when you spray a fragrance, so when you spray a fragrance from a perfume bottle, the top notes are the first notes that hit you. The more time that you spend, with the fragrance, it moves to the middle notes, and then finally you're left with the base notes. So if you don't like the base notes of a perfume, I struggle to see how you like that perfume, because that is the note that tends to stay the longest with you. The next word I'll be breaking down for you is notes versus ingredients. I think I was one of the people who, when I first started my perfume journey, when I see a fragrance has got a rum note in it, I automatically think, oh, there's rum in it. Or if it says it's got a coconut note in it, I think, oh, there's coconut in it. No, the ingredients are very different to the notes. So the ingredients are actually the materials that the perfumer would have used or mixed in the lab, all that chemistry stuff, to be able to get those notes. So the perfume ingredients, if you turn the back of the pack of your fragrance and maybe the ingredients are there, it's not going to be the notes. Don't expect to see cake, marshmallows and all of that. They're not ingredients in your perfume. So the ingredients are very different to the notes. The next word I'll be talking about will be siage. I don't know if that's a pronunciation. Another disclaimer, guys, French is not my first language, and I also like to say sometimes English is not. So siage, I think that's the pronunciation. And siage basically means how far your fragrance extends in the air. So when you spray a fragrance on, how far does it extend? How likely is another person able to smell you? So when, I think as a child, when my dad would spray his perfume and go to work, I would know my dad had gone to work just by the perfume, because I could still smell it. So that's the siage basically. You spray a perfume, you leave the room. How much of that perfume are you able to smell when you come back into the room? What I'll be breaking down is beast mode. Beast mode just basically means strong siage. So when a perfume has got a very good siage, then it's beast mode. It means you spray the fragrance and it hits you. I'll be talking about longevity. So longevity is just basically how long a fragrance is able to last on you. So you would have heard some perfume reviewers or people talk about, oh, it has 12 plus hours, 8 plus hours. That's just the longevity, how long the fragrance is able to stick on you throughout the day before it turns to a skin scent. So before it turns to kind of like your natural smell. Now moving on to scent and odor profiles. This was one I really struggled with, and the first one I'll be talking about is animalic. I always thought, what's the meaning of animalic? Does it mean like they have killed animals and put in the perfume? I know, guys, I know. Yeah, because I mean, no one told me. But animalic basically means natural scents or scents that are created in the lab to mirror secretions from animals. It's not that animals are an ingredient in your fragrance. It just means that in the lab it's been created to mirror animal secretions. Next one I'll be talking about from a scent profile is fruity. Fruity doesn't necessarily mean that there are fruit ingredients in your perfume. It just means that, again, the perfume smells like fruit. So it could smell like any form of fruit, apricot, peach, you know, all of that. Next one is floral, which means that the perfume just smells like flowers. It could be white floral, you know, which could be magnolia, white lilies, all of that stuff. Or it could be pink flowers, you know, whatever flower to mirror any season. But yeah, it just basically means that this perfume has got a floral, you know, scent to it. This one is oud. This is another one I struggled with, guys. But basically, oud I think is wood. So it could be oud or agar wood. And I think it comes from, you know, that scent is basically to mirror trees. Or, this is another one that I'm still struggling with. But yeah, oud I think is wood as well. Next one is gourmands. There was a lot of gourmand talk as well when I, you know, started researching perfumes. Gourmands are just basically fragrances that smell like food. So it means that there are notes in those fragrances that are either sweet, like caramel, you know, marshmallows. Yeah, anything that really has those food that almost reminds you of food. So you hear some fragrance reviewers say things like, oh, it smells like an apple pie. You know, I've heard people say that Lyra smells like a lemon cake. It just basically means that it's a gourmand. It's got that, it almost reminds you of food. Next scent profile is powdery. Now this is not a scent profile I like, but basically powdery is any scent or is a scent profile that reminds you of talc and powder. So when you find a fragrance with notes like iris or violet, you know, these are notes that tend to evoke that powdery scent. And powdery notes tend to be middle or top notes. Oud notes tend to be base notes. Another word you would hear is sickly sweet. You know, some people will say, oh, it's not sickly sweet, or it's not cloying. Cloying or sickly sweet just basically means that a fragrance is sweet to the point where it makes you feel sick. You know, it makes you feel like you have a headache. It means that it's too sweet to the point where it could give you a headache. Finally, I'm just going to add some cool terms that you hear people in the fragrance community use. So the first one is frag head. Oh, I'm such a frag head. A frag head is somebody who just loves fragrances. Like, they're very into fragrances. Their head is not in the cloud. Their head is in fragrances. Into your fragrances. You love fragrances. You research fragrances. You live, you breathe fragrances. It's a cool term. Another one is fragcom. Frag community. Fragcom is just basically the fragrance community. And guys, not until lockdown did I actually realize that there's a whole community behind fragrances. And it's such a lovely community with people who are willing to support, talk about their love for fragrances, share fragrances, sometimes sell fragrances between themselves. Fragcom is just the fragrance community. People who come together and who love and who share a common love for fragrances. Yeah. Finally, you would have heard people say SOTD, or you may on Instagram have seen somebody put up a random fragrance picture and write SOTD or FOTD. It just means scent of the day or fragrance of the day. Again, if you're an absolute fragrance lover, it will be something that I presume would be part of your everyday. So people just love to share their fragrances. I think that way people also get to learn about new fragrances. So when you see somebody put SOTD, FOTD, it just means my fragrance of the day or my scent of the day. If you have any more words that you've heard people throw around in the fragrance community, or you have a perfume friend and you've heard them use a word, please comment it down in the comment section. I'd like to read. And if you like this video, please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and until I see you in my next video, stay beautiful and stay blessed. Bye.